Hi guys, welcome back to another Craft Scraps tutorial. I know this intro is a little bit different than my typical ones. I'm not showing my face only because I'm not feeling 100% today. So, I just wanted to spare you guys. Today we are going to make this beautiful canvas with some printable HTV from Auntie Tay and also some regular pink HTV also from Auntie Tay. Today we are going to be doing this with an iron. So you definitely do this with a heat press, but I wanted to show that you could definitely do this with an iron. You don't need a heat press. If you have an iron, that is perfect. So this is what the printable HTV looks like. This is obviously a different pattern, but this is the patterns. These are some of the patterns from Auntie Tay. So it comes like this, and you use it just like regular HTV. So it's super easy to work with. So I'll show you how to do that and how to put it on this canvas. As always, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I'll leave all the information below, my Instagram, and you can get 10% off all of your Auntie Tay purchases using my code, TheCraftScraps, all lowercase, which I'll also leave in the description box below. So let's get started. So to do this super easy canvas with our patterned vinyl, or I'm sorry, patterned HTV, all you need to do is create some kind of text. So this is the text I'm going to be using, and all I did was I just made a text box over here, and I used the font Magnolia Sky from DaFont, I believe. So basically all you need to do is come up with some kind of text that you want to be cut out on your printable vinyl. So this is the text I'm going to use. It's just going to say welcome, and then we're going to cut it out and throw it onto a canvas, and it's going to be a super duper easy but still super cute project. So this is basically all you need to do, and then size it however you'd like. So we're going to come over here to make it. And so with this patterned HTV, we do want to mirror our HTV. So this is this is actually the patterned HTV I'm going to be using. So it says this attached carrier sheet ensures you can use your patterned HTV just like you would use regular Easy Weed. So it makes it super easy, so you don't have to like peel it off yourself. You just do it like regular Easy Weed. So we want to make sure we mirror our image and cut like we would with normal heat transfer vinyl. So we're going to mirror our image. So you can see now that it's backwards. We'll hit continue. And you could totally do this with your Explorer or other Cricut. I'm using my Maker just because it's the easiest available, so you could see that it's found it up here. And let's see if it tells us what material to use. It says cut and heat settings are the same as Easy Weed. So I'm just going to cut this out with my... Okay, so it's right here, iron on, everyday iron on. I need to add that as a favorite. So this is the setting we're going to do, iron on. And it's telling us to make sure we mirror it. So now that we have our settings ready to go, I'll switch over to the camera so you can see us print it. Not print it, cut it, so you can see us cut it. Alright, so this is the canvas we are going to use. So I'm not going to do a reverse canvas. I'm just going to do a super simple, easy canvas craft. So we are just going to take this patterned HTV. It is ready to go, and actually just like regular HTV, we are going to flip this because we've mirrored our text. And I'm just going to point out the obvious. I apologize for my nails right now. I peeled off a bunch of my gels, so they're just not looking their best right now, but we are going to get those fixed. So we have our patterned HTV on our mat. I'm using the light blue mat, so this is the least sticky. of the mats. So we're going to pull out our machine, and our machine is blinking, so we can start to, I think actually I'm going to use this side of the mat. It's a little stickier than the other side. Alright, so we have this good to go. So remember we flipped our vinyl, so we've put the shiny side down, we've mirrored our text, and now we can insert it into our machine. And now this is blinking, so we can cut. And so while I'm going to weed this, I have my iron heating up. So you could definitely do this with the heat press, but I'm just doing this to show that how embarrassing is that nail? Oh my god. I'm just doing this to show that you can use a regular iron as well, because I get that question a lot, because I know not everyone has a heat press, so I wanted to show a craft with an iron, but definitely can do this with a heat press as well. So I'm going to take our iron on off the mat, and I'm going to try and trim away what I didn't cut so I can save this vinyl, or save some of this HTV, but it's kind of hard to see. Okay, so I figured out where the L is. That's the only point that's like higher on this than the other letters. I'm just gonna do my best here. Okay, so now that we've cut away the excess, we're just gonna weed this like we would with a normal HTV. So I like to just kind of pull up a corner and just peel away. Alright, just make sure we get. So this is what it will look like on our canvas. So this is the canvas I'm using. This is like a 11 by 14. Alright, and so to give the effect, so I feel like this straight on this canvas is going to be, it needs a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to take this light pink HTV. So this is from Auntie Tay's Champagne Christmas HTV pack. So I'm going to do the exact same welcome with this light pink HTV, and I'm going to put it behind this our floral pattern HTV to just give it a little bit more pop, a little bit more contrast. So I have using the exact same settings as the pattern HTV. So I'm using the iron-on setting. It is mirrored, and the shiny side or carrier sheet is face down on the mat. So now we can cut. Alright, so this is finished. So now, just like the other one, I'm going to, I could see where this one is better than the other. So I'm just going to trim the excess so I can save some of this pretty pink. Alright, so now we're just going to, again, weed this like we did with our pattern. So I'm just going to pull up a corner. And just start pulling away. All right, so we have our base of our sign finished. So now I'm just going to clean up my area here and then we can start pressing. All right, so now we are ready to press our sign. So I'm going to start out with the welcome on the bottom. So I'm just going to place this here. And then what we'll do after is we'll put this right over it. It'll look super cute. So to protect the canvas, so the only thing with using an iron is that it's harder to control the heat than it is with the heat press, because with the heat press you can control the temperature. So with a iron, I like to put it on the hottest setting, which is usually cotton. You can't really see it there. Make sure the steam setting is off. And I don't iron my clothes, so there's definitely no water in this at all. So to protect the canvas and the carrier sheet and just to make sure nothing melts, I just like to put a piece of, this one's too small, just a piece of parchment over it. And basically what that'll do is it'll just make sure that we don't burn the canvas. So there we go. So I'm just going to put this over and really just take my iron and I'm going to press it in like chunks. So with the heat press, what's nice is you can just press it all at once if you have the big one. But if you just have an iron, no worries at all. You just want to press it in chunks. So we don't want to press like this and go like this. That can cause the heat transfer vinyl or the HTV to kind of shift. So we just want to start in one place, press it for 10-15 seconds, pick up the iron, press, pick up the iron, press. And then we'll see if we need to go back and do some more pressing. So I'm just going to start down at this end and just make sure you're giving it good pressure. With canvas, it is a little bit difficult because it's there's not a solid like surface behind it. So the canvas kind of like bows, but should be okay. So I'm just pressing this for about, I don't know, I'm not really counting, but maybe like 15 seconds. And we can always go back and give it more heat and more pressure if we need to. All right. So basically we just want it to be pressed enough. So this isn't pressed all the way, but that's okay because we're gonna go back. We just want to make sure it's barely pressed on there, this first layer. Okay, and so now that we have this layer pressed, it's okay that some of these areas aren't pressed down enough because we're going to repress it with this layer on top. So there's no like strategy to this. I just kind of like to offset it a little bit until it gets to where I like it. So no real rhyme or reason here. And so see, it like gives it so much more like contrast and depth. Whereas if we didn't have that pink behind it, it would have kind of got lost in the canvas. So now I'm just gonna go back and repress this. And I'm gonna give it as much heat and pressure as I can. This middle area, again, is it's a little difficult because you can see there's nothing behind the canvas. All right, so again, we're gonna put our parchment paper back over this, and this pattern HTV works just like regular HTV, so we're just gonna hold and press and give it heat. Again, just being mindful that this middle area is gonna be a little bit more challenging. And so we're just going to make sure that we really get this middle area pressed down good. Giving it as much pressure as you can in the middle without, you know, ripping through the center of the canvas. And if you have something like sturdy that you could put underneath, that would work too. I just don't have anything around that is the same size. All right. All right, I'm just gonna go back and put a little more heat and pressure over these middle areas, just because those were the ones where that pink wasn't completely pressed down. And again, this is why it's really nice to have the parchment paper, because it does add a nice layer of protection between your canvas and your iron. All right, let's see how this turned out. All right, so we're just gonna peel this up. And if nothing is sticking to the carrier sheet, then you're good on your heat and your pressure. This up here needed a little bit more, so. I don't recommend doing this straight on, but a little bit's okay. Come back over here and give this a little more heat. So there you have it, super easy canvas using HTV and pattern HTV. Don't forget to check me out at the Craft Scraps, and happy crafting!